Well then guys, so we've finally reached Atlantis and also the final level and final video in this long play series of Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis on the Amstrad CPC. And yes, last video, and I'm glad to see the back of this game now and long play. I've had enough of it, and I guess most of you have already as well, because I've noticed the viewing figures for each of the parts of this video has got less and less. So well done if you've watched all of them and kept up to date, and you've now seen this. And yes guys, we've reached Atlantis. We're in Atlantis, and rather unspectacular looking it is too. The dodgy green floor and just blue rocks. Yeah, I was hoping for something a little bit more, well, interesting. I suppose the middle section might be a little bit, because we're going to come across a very strange machine that the ancient race of people that lived in Atlantis built. And we basically need to activate that machine to win the game and destroy the Nazis. And what we need to do, guys, is, if you remember in the very start of the first video, there's a little cutscene where like an emerald jewel is like stolen from a statue of a Minotaur. Well, that jewel comes from Atlantis, and we need to collect them up to activate various parts of the machine to progress, and then complete the game. Oh, what's happened there? The colours have all got messed up. Okay. That floor actually looks kind of better like that. Not bright green. So yeah, we need to be collecting basically jewels. These... Oh, it's changed back. Well, it's emeralds in this level. And we need to collect about... Oh, there you go. That's picked up some there. That was those three, like, circle type things that is appeared in the inventory box in the bottom right corner there. And I believe it's about 16 of them we need, if I remember correctly. No, it's 17. There's two machines to activate on this level here, and then you need 15 emeralds for the big machine at the top of Atlantis. And the only way to collect these jewels is basically to knock down various Nazi officers in the game, and hopefully they'll drop behind them some of these jewels. Unfortunately, because we've only managed to collect a few of them throughout the game. I didn't know what they were actually initially. They look like rocks. We're going to spend a long time killing that Nazi officer. So here's first puzzle and machine we need to activate. So select your jewels, use them, and suddenly this well, that machine springs into life and starts moving across the playing area. We're just going to follow it to show you what it does. It actually clears a path for Indy to get to the next part of Atlantis. There it is. And it smashes through that sort of red boulder there. And we can now go through. But as you saw there, we've only got 6 jewels. We need to get another 16 of them. So we're going to have to spend a long time just sort of killing the, well, knocking down the Nazi officer of this level, and it takes forever to do. And he sometimes only drops chocolate or something useless. So what we're going to do here, guys, is make a little edit cut, and then we're going to speed this up ×4, just because it's about, I don't know, 8 minutes worth of faffing about trying to knock down this guy and steal his jewels. I guess this must be the evil Dr. Uberman that's mentioned in the story we're fighting against, but he looks the same as every other Nazi officer in the game. and I think he appears again on the upper section of Atlantis. So yeah, this is basically the game at right now, 4 times the speed. I think it's doubled and then doubled. This is really sort of the pace it should have been playing at, really. But yeah, it's slowed down even more by the fact that obviously when there's more than one sprite on the screen, it gets really slow. And for some annoying reasons, Sophia, she's wandered up as well nearby us, so it's like even slower. So this is one of the most tedious ways to progress in a game I've come across. Just slowly knocking down a guy and picking up his stuff again and again and again. I think by the island level we looked at on the last video, it's like the game designers had just ran out of ideas, really. So again, like on that level, we just had to keep knocking down that island native again and again to collect those shark's teeth. Ah well. But I think we've probably got enough here. So we'll go back to the normal game and carry on at the normal speed. Yeah, that's 16 emeralds, so that's enough to get through the game. So we've harvested enough of them and we can move on now. Hopefully that Nazi officer will just lag behind and let us get a shift on. And notice though my energy is running quite low there, so I think I ought to eat some chocolate shortly. As we know, chocolate is a magic cure for everything. Yeah, it looks like the Nazi officer's got stuck behind that rock there. Awesome, and we can now get a shift on. Oh cool, more jewels there. I could have skipped knocking him down one further time and just gone straight for that, never mind. Might as well use all the chocolate up. Well, up to our full level of health. I've still got plenty left there. So yeah guys, I think I'm going to start summing up a bit of a review here. There's one more machine part to activate here, and then there's a bit of a sort of a jumping platform section at last. But in terms of review, I'm finding it hard to really sort of grade this game. I suppose there is a lot of good ideas there, and the story's pretty decent. But it felt like it feels like it's half finished. There's very little clue as to what you're supposed to be doing half the time. It's not very intuitive, and it's not. It doesn't feel a very rewarding game, because the way I've worked out a lot of these puzzles, as you've probably watched over the course of these videos, is just by pure trying everything possible or bluffing my way through, and that's not the way it should be. Oh, there's a bit of a difficult jump here. You have to run, go to the edge there, and then jump. Whee, there he goes. We're now into the middle and the heart of Atlantis. But yeah, it's reasonably well presented throughout. Graphics and colours are okay. I mean, graphics wise, I'd probably give it a, I don't know, 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. The music was excellent on the title screen, and I'll leave it playing in full at the end of this video. So there's not actually much further gameplay to watch, guys, before we reach the end. If you're thinking, oh god, I've got another 9 minutes worth, well, last 5 minutes is just the music and the title screen I've left for you in full. But yeah, gameplay wise and stuff, at points it's like, oh okay, this is really clever and really good. It's nice to see sort of a adventure puzzle game like this. And it was released in 1993. And by that time there hadn't been many puzzle sort of adventure games released for many years. But then again, you've only got to remember back to like Head Over Heels in the was that 1988, and before that Night Law, and all those Ultimate Play the Game games. To think like, well, this kind of isometric puzzle and sort of platformy stuff and action type thing, that was done in the mid 80s, and it was done well. And this is really quite poorly executed at times. The slowdown really kills it for me, and like laggy controls and stuff. So the only saving grace of it is that it's Indiana Jones, and Indiana Jones is cool, and we want more Indiana Jones games and movies and stuff. Although probably the less said about the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull film that came out recently, the better. And wasn't majorly impressed with that. But yeah, I think it gets by purely on the charm that it's Indiana Jones. And there's also sort of a nice little value that this is a very rare game indeed, and not many people have seen and played this. So there's that kind of little excitement factor, especially for me. That's why I've done this long play, because I really wanted to see like what the game's about and get through it all. And to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed. And it's a shame that none of the Indiana Jones games on the Amstrad, from Temple of Doom to Last Crusade to this one, have been particularly good. But again, I'm struggling to give it a review score, and I'm kind of... I'm always slightly generous, but I think I'm generous when I give it a 7 out of 10. I really think it's probably more like a 6.5 or like 69% or something like that. But anyway, we reached the main heart of Atlantis here, which is where the machine is. We don't really get to see what the machine actually is and what it does. And there's supposed to be these evil creatures around that we need to get rid of or send back or whatever. That's what it tells you in the manual anyway. They don't appear. We've just got another Nazi officer up there. Presumably that's the Dr. Uberman. But all we need to do, guys, is basically all the jewels and emeralds we've collected. They were emeralds from Atlantis. We need to just drop them in each of the holes of the machine here. And there's the first one. Something a bit weird above our heads. I'm not quite sure what that is. Yeah, sorry, it's ever so slow. So really, this in terms of puzzle solving on this level, it's pretty obvious what you need to do, and it's not too hard compared to like how you work out how you beat the casino machines and tables in the first level and all that. But again, guys, as I've said throughout the parts of the video, if you've ever played this game through and worked it out for yourself exactly what you need to do on the previous levels, because I've kind of just bluffed my way through, do let me know in the comments. But really, no one's really come forward with any sort of ideas and solutions. I've asked on the Amstrad CPC wiki forums, which a great number of people talk on. I know that a lot of people have great depth of knowledge on these games, but hardly anyone has ever played this game before, by the sounds of it. It's just a bit of a shame. But there you go. I'm just glad we get to see the end of this, which is coming up very shortly. Is there an ending? Yes, not much of an ending, but there is something. So I want to thank you guys if you managed to get through all parts of this video. I want to thank you for spending your time watching this, and I hope you enjoyed. I've gone to a great length and effort to get this done and work out what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm just glad it's done and done and dusted, and in my video uploads. And I think this should be the final stone. Atlantis starts shaking. We've activated the machine. Indiana Jones saves the world from Nazi threat. And that's it. That's all we get. After all that. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed and enjoy the actually really good music. Thanks. Bye.